Alright, round 2, we won the die roll. And we'll play first. Alright, what do we got? Yeah, sand is definitely a keep. Looking good. Kind of missed giant growth. Maybe I say that now and then I'd be sad if it came back, but as I recall, it's pretty good. Kind of want to start it off with the corpse hauler just because it deals more damage. No 2-drop from our opponent. Alright, well, I'm okay with that. Play another one. So we've got all the death touch a boy could ask for. Alright. Setting us back, or attempting to, but that's not that big of a deal. Basically, it costs our opponent a card, but we don't actually lose a card from that. We lose a draw step, but our opponent actually loses a card. It is different. Alright, seems like another control deck to me. I don't really want to play Troll Hide on my Corpse Hauler, so I think we're just going to attack with the Hauler and go Hauler plus Recluse. (4/4), as long as you control 8 or more lands, it turns into an 8/8 trample. Okay, well, we have the removal in deck for that, so... Hey, speaking of that... So the problem with Troll Hide right now, I guess we just... If I attack with everything, Giant Growth still ends up 2-for-1ing me. I'd probably just take the 2-for-1 though. Yeah, I think we do. Not in love with this 2-for-1, but I want to push some damage through. Troll Hide's looking a lot worse. However, right now it looks pretty good. Sure. Don't really have a need for the third forest at the moment. And we're saving Liturgy for something I can't actually deal with. I'd like to know what's in my opponent's hand. Spore Mound's actually another reason why sandbagging the land was good. Oh, wait. Well, actually, I could have Liturgied there. Yeah. We'll see if it ends up being a big deal. Sure. Okay. So I guess I could have Liturgied. We're still fine, though. I mean, I guess my opponent gets another turn now, but that's alright. Well, there's a 7-drop I need to kill. Okay, so we need to be able to regen the Corpse Hauler so we can still force the chump on the Recluse. So the play is Liturgy on the Guardian. And then we put a regen shield on. And then we swing. Is our opponent splashing? No. No splash. Oh, just a 3/7. That's pretty good. I do have 2 more liturgies in here. Hey. Speak, oh the devil. That was a fortunate draw, huh? I could have actually played the Spore Mound. Doesn't matter. But I should have, I still should have just tapped smarter. If I'd played the swamp and tapped all 4 swamps plus a forest, I would have been able to cast Spore Mound. Doesn't matter, obviously, in this state. But so our liturgies look a lot better in a matchup where our opponent doesn't, or just is focusing on these sort of bomby. This is a good uncommon, actually. Bomby 5, 6, 7 drops, multiple 7 drops. So we look like we should be able to aggro down pretty effectively. Plummet deals with the Mythic, too. And since our opponent's blue, I think it's fairly safe to assume there's going to be some more Plummet targets in there. I think I'm going to cut a Troll Hide, because like I said, my opponent's got Claustrophobia and Sensory Deprivation, both of which pretty effectively deal with Troll Hide. Duress isn't worth it for those cards, though. And Naturalize for the 7/7 is not worth it when I've got triple Liturgy. But I'm still okay with Plummet because my opponent is in blue. So I think everything else is probably okay. Yeah. I could swap Duress for Ring Flesh. Duress deals with Sensory Deprivation, which is not an exciting hit. It deals with Time Ebb. It deals with Claustrophobia. It's not bad. Let's still assume Ring Flesh is going to do something, though. Is that not a safe assumption? Just based on what my opponent did that game? It's kind of good against Deadly Recluse. Nah, let's keep it in. If I see some more bomby spells, non-creature spells, I'll bring in the Duress, but this is good. I think we have to keep this. We don't have to, but our ramp effect is just so good that I think it's in our best interest to keep this. That was a good draw. Turn 4, 4/4 flyer is very good. Or turn 4 liturgy against what we know our opponent's got. All right. Let's get in there. All right, Seacoast Drake, not really worth the Plummet, to be perfectly honest. That was a fantastic draw. Just a really strong draw there. And especially if our opponent, say, has Sensory Deprivation or Claustrophobia, because then we just get to follow up with Singer Vampire. Actually, I guess I should have considered Naturalize for the Claustrophobia, huh? Yeah, that would have made sense. So I guess if my opponent has Giant Growth, they can deal with the Rumbling Baloth, unless they do it on the Seacoast Drake. I'm hoping they do that so I can get some dividends off this Plummet. But if not, we'll trade a Rumbling Baloth for a Giant Growth. Looks like they don't have it, so let's slam a Singer here. All right. You know, kind of tempted to... Yeah, now I guess it's a pretty good time to do the... Basically, we attack with Singer and Rumbling Baloth, and then we plummet the Seacoast Drake, and it buffs our Singer Vampire. Alright, did in fact have the giant growth. I guess I could have liturgied, but I don't actually think this matters. Because I still deal damage, I get to play Corpse Hauler, and then next turn I can just, or at the end of my opponent's turn, I can just get Rumbling Baloth right back with Corpse Hauler, so... I guess we are fine. And it's good that I actually remember there is a reason in our deck to sandbag lands now. The Spore Mounds. Since they're already... I was on the fence on how good they actually were anyway. So, I mean, I can Liturgy the Phantom Warrior, and if my opponent has nothing, they just die, but... Actually... How much mana do I have? Now let's just get our Rumbling Baloth back. Yeah, this actually isn't that big of a deal. Okay, so we can Liturgy that. We can actually attack with everything. Including the Elvish Mystic, which is kind of cool. All right, well, looks like our opponent had some mana issues there too. They had a pretty high curve though, right? Because we know of multiple 7-drops. I don't think we saw any ramp spells out of our opponent either. We did see Lay of the Land, which isn't a ramp spell though. It just, I would see it more as like I'm playing a 3-color deck, and then Lay of the Land's actually pretty good. But in a 2-color deck with 7 drops, it's just not good enough, I don't think. So, looks like we just played against another sort of stall deck. And we're just getting good turn progressions. I'm playing turn 1 Rampers. I'm playing turn 4 4/4 Flyers with upside that even with its sensory deprivation are still beating down. So, all right. I'm glad to see the deck is finding success. And we're going to draw a Spore Mound with 3 land plays. So, yeah, we're doing good. Let's see if we can win this thing.